Mr. Speaker, last week the parliamentary budget officer in Ottawa released his economic forecast, projecting oil to be $11.60 lower a year than the NDP's projections. Every $3 drop in the price of oil equals $500 million shortfall in our revenues. That means an $8 billion difference from the budget by 2018. Does the minister still believe that Albertans can trust his government's revenue projections, or will he revise them with more realistic projections before we vote on the budget?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The budget that is put before this House is a prudent, realistic budget. We believe that always going forward, we'll take into account what the private sector forecasters are saying about WTI and other commodities, and we will revise when necessary at the quarterly and at the annual updates. The annual update for the next budget is going to be coming shortly. That's in the spring of this year, and the quarterlies come. The next one will be in February.
Is there supplementary on the member?
Mr. Speaker, right now is the time for realistic numbers. Given the seriousness of this issue, it shouldn't be brushed aside by the government for another day. So I have to reiterate a point, which is that these romanticized numbers for oil, the government will have $8 billion more in debt than they were already projecting by 2018. This is a serious issue that deserves more than talking points from the minister. Does the minister have a plan to fill this $8 billion hole with higher taxes or even higher debt?
Minister of Finance.
The plan we've put before this House will bring us back to budget back to balance in 1920. So that's realistic. We plan to support jobs and the creation of jobs in this community so that the diversified economy can better take us off the oil and gas roller coaster. We're going to do that. We're going to balance in 1920.
Honourable member,
The PBO doesn't believe this is a realistic plan, and Moody's doesn't think this is a realistic plan. Given that the NDP could put lipstick on a pig or any numbers they like in the budget, it still doesn't change the facts, Mr. Speaker. And since, beyond the first 3 years of the budget plan, the minister has provided no data whatsoever to show how he expects to increase revenues by 16% to balance the budget in year 5, and since during the estimates the minister refused to table his economic assumptions for those years, will the minister be honest with Albertans and table the data for years 4 and 5 of the budget now?
Honourable Minister of Finance.
Thank you. Member opposite can look in the overview section of the budget to see what we have built these budget assumptions on. They're all there. We'll stick with this one as opposed to the pig.